Hey everybody, welcome back to another Judgment commentary of Made in Abyss Season 2, but today we're going to be checking out Episode 3. But last time, on Episode 2, Rico and the gang ran into some little dinosaur things who live near some geothermal locations, and they decided to give us a little bit of a cooking tutorial by gathering up some of their eggs and trying to boil them. Unfortunately, because these things live near geothermal locations, the eggs can't be boiled. Seriously, they tried, and nothing happened. Instead, they at first just tried to crack them open and feast on the goo within, but that wasn't very good. I imagine it would taste somewhat similar to when people, eat those duck eggs where the baby duck is still inside. Probably something like that. But they improved it by just crushing up some granola bars, wrapping it up in it, and then trying to deep fry that instead. Apparently, it helped somewhat. But then they tried to send the letter back up to the surface, where it was immediately snatched by one of those bird things that was flying around, so that sucks, but hey, at least now they got to learn the fate of the letter. They didn't have to worry about if it made it up to the top or not. And it was out of their minds until the next morning when they woke up and found that the letter had been mysteriously returned to them, with some strange markings written on it. Somehow, someone was able to sneak into that cave, get around Reg's arms, and just leave that note for them. Their stealth skills are unrivaled, obviously. But after they went out to investigate, they found some more weird things, like how there was this little, dead animal they found where its butt had been sewn shut. They cut it open and found it had been stuffed with hair. But not just any hair. Their own hair. When they snuck in, they also plucked out some of their hairs and then shoved them up that thing's butt. Not sure if that's some kind of ritual thing or a calling card or what, I don't know, but it's what happened. They followed the trail until eventually they found this one spot where on the side of the entrance there was the same symbol that was written on the letter. So they go inside and find what appears to be a group of hollows with this fascinating little robo guy there with them. Also, I forgot to mention that Rico's whistle was stolen, which that's a top priority. I should have mentioned that right away, but that's kind of the driving force for why they were going out there anyway. But anyway, incoherent ramblings about the episode aside, it was a nice episode, pretty chill for the most part, setting the stage for probably what we're going to be getting into today. It was very disturbing to see that somebody was able to sneak in there the way they did and just mess with their stuff and pluck their hairs out. We probably already got a good idea of who may have been responsible for that, but you never know. Anyway, this video has been delayed long enough as it is, so rather than waste your time with more incoherent rambling, we can just get into it. Man, first Percha gets taken and chiseled down, and then her little rabbit thing gets friggin' smushed like that. At least according to Rico, she didn't seem to mind getting carved that way. Apparently they were trying to make her into an actually fine-tuned instrument, because it is true that she was unrefined at that point. When usually the other white whistles we've seen had been carved down to be more whistle-like, so I guess they were just doing a favor. Well, friggin' Mania, that's its name, right? The little rabbit thing. That was not fun, just having to see it just getting smushed like that. Just, what was that thing even doing? The pink thing that smushed him. Why? I mean, Rico tried to tell him to play nice, but I mean, I know there's a bit of a language barrier here, but you think with how much they, place value upon value, that they would know not to break somebody else's stuff. I mean, it's not her stuff, but they're not aware of that. Poor thing probably didn't know any better. It didn't know how fragile the poor thing was. And apparently they have some kind of shadow security force who just swoops in whenever anything of value is stolen or just destroyed. They go in and they take the value out of them. They'll take their stuff, turn it into coins, and then rip them apart as well. And the problem is, they don't seem to understand the concept of something being priceless. And they just thought that she was valued so high as to be inquantifiable, so just took everything they had. And now we've been officially introduced to Faputa, the princess of Hollows, who there was like a quick moment where he said that she is looked up to as representing value itself, and that she is free to come and go as she pleases and is very rarely seen. And she had that big robot-y looking dude with her, who we saw some people who looked similar when it did that quick little flashback to the other gang. There were a few smaller ones who were there, leading them in. Not sure what the whole deal is with them yet, but there doesn't seem to be too many of them left. The only one we've seen so far is the big guy with Faputa. So here's a theory for you. Just going by that little fade transition they did from Faputa to that little exiled one who was with the other gang, you think she's Faputa? Yeah, maybe. I mean, that looked like the kind of artsy cinematography that might hint towards that. It looked pretty purposeful, but we have no idea yet. At least there's not any other evidence to really suggest it, but I'm just gonna throw that out there. It's very possible that she could be, but what seems at least more solid here is that Faputa was probably created in a similar way to Nanachi, where, you know, somebody who cared about her very, very deeply had to, you know, sacrifice themselves to protect her, and then she just got turned into a Nanachi-esque hollow. Nearly immune to the curse, can just go wherever they want, unlike all the other hollows here. But that's a little speculative. I mean, a lot of what I've just been saying is very speculative, but since we're so early on in Season 2, that's about all I've got to go off of here. But yeah, very interesting society these hollows have got going on. Just a immense focus on value. So much so that they will very much strictly enforce value. If anything of yours of value was taken from you by someone else, they'd better watch out. Quite the friggin' horrific scene, man. Just those shadows going in there, just ripping it apart as it cries out, begging for mercy. Just, I know that thing just squished Mania like that, but I didn't want to see that happen to him. The poor thing probably didn't really know any better. It seemed very childlike. There was definitely an air of innocence to them. But anyway, I think that's about all I gotta say for now, guys. So, thank you for watching. Make sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed. Subscribe to be updated on more. That would be great. Let me know what you thought of the episode as well. What do you think is going on here with Faputa? What do you think her story could be? I'm sure we'll find out more about that soon, but I'd be interested to hear what you think. Yep, just another classic episode of Made in Abyss with nothing at all horribly traumatizing happening in it. But hey, it could have gone a lot worse. At least Mania's not dead. Just gonna be in a lot of discomfort for a while, which still sucks, but we can all pray for a swift recovery. But like I said, that's it. I'll be looking forward to the release of the next episode, and hope to catch you there. But till then, I will see you guys later.